Andrew, I'm looking at the survey that you did with Public Square, two great companies, two great patriotic companies that want to help freedom-loving Americans. And it says 84% of the small business owners surveyed said that Republicans in Congress should refuse to raise the debt ceiling, period. And only 14.4% agreed with the eventual path that GOP leadership took. Republicans in Congress should negotiate for policy concessions before agreeing to raise the debt ceiling. So they disagreed with that approach. They felt like, period, don't raise the debt ceiling, because you said it in the last segment. Small business owners realize that if you spend more money than you take in, eventually you're completely broke and you lose everything.
That's right. That's right. And I think what also this is telling us is that the people in D.C. are so out of touch with the rest of the country, with the people who are actually driving our economy, who are employing Americans, who are building the businesses that are bringing goods and services to all of us. People in D.C. have no idea what it's like in that world. And so, yes, our businesses in this Freedom Economy Index, they said, do not raise the debt ceiling, get your financial house in order, and if you can't, we do not want just concessions, we do not want all of this craziness, just balance the budget. But we're going to hit maybe a little bit later, most of these businesses do not believe that anyone in D.C. will ever balance the budget.
Yeah, no, that's right here. It's almost 100%. Do you believe Congress and the president will ever act to reduce the national debt? That means a tiny fraction say yes. The vast majority say no. That's true, Republican or Democrat.
That's right.
It used to be, economists said, it doesn't matter. Modern monetary theory allows us to do this. That's hogwash. It's never been true. Even Warren Buffett, I'll call him out on this. He said, well, when your debt is in your own currency, it doesn't matter. Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Buffett, you were alive when Jimmy Carter faced a debt problem, and he had to borrow in Swiss franc and German mark.
That's right.
And right now, the dollar's under threat from the BRICS nations, from China. It is under threat. A lot of people, even Saudi Arabia, turning away from dollars. So, no, we have to address this problem, and there's no politician willing to take it on.
No, it's not. It's not a Republican issue. It's not a Democratic issue. It's not Congress or the House or the presidency. 97% of our small businesses do not believe that anyone has the fortitude, the courage, and the ability to actually ever, and we're not talking about paying off the debt. We're just saying actually have a balanced budget. Right. Let's just start with only spending as much money as we get in. Let's just start with that. They don't believe we can even get there, which means the national debt just continues to grow. And look, I think that there's, we could debate whether there's any room for a national debt. I would say I could see a couple of different ways. What I care more about is the percentage of the GDP that is spent on government activities and employees. That is actually crushing to an economy. I'm as worried about that as so if our GDP is $100 trillion and we're spending $1 trillion on we're spending 1% on the government, no problem at all. And that is less concerning to me. The debt is less concerning to me than how huge and bloated the government is, but both of them are very much going hand in hand and crushing our economy right now.
Yeah, there's no question. And in fact, I talked to the former chief of staff for DHS, and he said, do you realize DHS is larger than most nations in the world?
Yeah.
Just by itself.
Yeah.
And then you realize that the U.S. government as an employer is one of the largest employers in the world, and you realize that they are then lobbying to grow government so that they can grow their own power.
That's right.
It really does change the nature of the economy.
No, they're the largest employer. You think about it, if you're an employer, you've struggled, you see help wanted signs everywhere, even as the economy is a little bit rocky. Help wanted signs are still everywhere. And so you realize what the government is doing is they're using our money to compete with us for great talent. Then they go hire, there's been months where they're hiring 60,000 people in a given month, right? And they're using our tax dollars to compete with us for talent. And then these small businesses are starving for talent. It's really a bad situation.